complete and filled with bliss. Life is so much more than this. So where do you go when nothing's like home?
Hey everyone, I'm having the most difficult time finding daily sheets that go into the Happy Planner. Either they have been sold out or they just are not set up the way that I want them to be. So I looked online and I found these sheets, and I'll link these below. But why I like these is because they have the hourly schedule on one side, they have the top 3 priorities, and then they have a section for the to-dos of the day. And that is how my brain works, because I like to see what the scheduled items are, and I also like to have some sort of to-do list on my daily sheet. The other type of sheet that I found is this Goals and Habits Weekly Tracker. I thought this was really cool because it has a section for your top 3 goals, and it has an actual habit tracker for them. I'm trying to start new habits, and I thought that this would be really helpful for me. So I'm actually going to show you how to use this sheet as well, and I have this linked down below. I use daily sheets for 2 reasons. One reason is if I know in advance that my day is going to be too busy to be able to fit all of the tasks onto my weekly spread. And the second reason is if my plans change. So say for example that I have certain plans for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that week, but maybe something happens and I'm not able to complete the tasks for Tuesday and Wednesday. Those end up getting migrated to a future day. But what if Thursday, the day that they get migrated to, is already busy? Then I don't have enough space in my weekly spread to fit all of the tasks, and I don't want it to look messy. So I often will just pull out a daily sheet for that day. So in that case, it would be for that Thursday. So I'm going to start by getting my weekly spread ready, and then I'll show you how the daily sheet works with this.
Just a short foot on the show. I'm dancing on the tables and I must say I got a taste for flipping out. I'm glancing at the haters and I know they wish.
In order to understand how the daily sheets work with my planner, I think it would help to go over how I typically set up my weekly spread. I use a modified version of time blocking for my weekly spreads, in which I include blocks of time for focusing on routines or specific tasks that I write within that block of time. And I use stickers to represent certain blocks of time. For example, here the full box stickers represent the time I am working, from 8 a.m. when I leave for work to 6 p.m. when I usually get home from work. A typical workday is filled with the following blocks of time. After my morning routine, I get started with my MIT time block. MITs stand for the most important tasks, meaning the highest priority tasks for a day that I want to complete, which is why I get started with them towards the beginning of the day. The next time block is for work, and during this time block, I reference the planner that I keep on my desk at work for any work-related tasks or meetings that I have. Starting at 6 p.m., I follow my after-work routine. After that is a time block for batch tasks. These are small, lower priority tasks that are often similar to each other so that I can batch them together and get them done all at the same time. An example of this would be checking emails, paying an online bill, and filling out an online form, because these are all tasks that can be done at your computer. We can advantageously save time when we batch things by location like this, so that's why I like to do this. My husband and I also like to batch shopping trips when we can, if the stores are located near each other, and there are plenty of other ways to put this into practice. Then once those batch tasks are done, I start my evening routine.
I got this feeling like it's starting now, starting now.
Monday through Saturday of this week, I will be referencing this weekly spread to tell me what needs to get done. However, on Sunday, I'm going to be using a daily sheet. And in order to remind myself to check that daily sheet, I've written see daily sheet on Sunday.
So let's stay young and in love. We should focus on us forever. Yeah, baby, if you are feeling like I do.
To prepare my daily sheet, I'm going to start by punching holes in the side just so I don't have to redo everything if I were to wait to punch the holes until the end but then mess up while punching the holes, which has definitely happened to me before. But if it does happen, you can also fold a strip of washing paper over the edge where the holes are and then repunch the holes. And then I'm just cutting the Happy Planner stickers down to size or repurposing them to work on this daily sheet. So for example, I used a sticker that's actually supposed to go on the monthly calendar to represent my batch task time block. And don't be afraid to think outside of the box.
Doesn't matter if we make mistakes, which I can promise that we'll do.
As an overview, I wrote the date here at the top and then I wrote down my schedule and I broke this up into basically blocks. So at the beginning of the day I have my morning routine and then I am going to focus on MIT number 1, which stands for most important task, which I have written down over here, and it's film and video.
Yeah, baby, if you
9:30 we're going to drive to church and we'll get back from church at 11:30 approximately, and I will work on my second and third MITs, also written here, which are to add addresses to our Christmas cards and then to work on tasks from the project planner. And I actually have a whole project planner series that I will be creating videos for, and the first video is coming this month. Then I'll work on my Sunday afternoon routine, which I have listed out over here. I start out with lunch and do the laundry, prep the vitamins and lunches for the week, do some zone cleaning, sweeping, mopping, put away the laundry, plan out what I'm going to wear to work, and then I start planning out my next week during the weekly review, in addition to processing my inbox and my capture tools. If you want to know exactly what goes into the weekly review, I'm going to link a video that covers that down below for you. At 4 o'clock, my mom will be arriving, and then after she leaves, I'm going to work on my batch tasks, which are at my computer. I need to purchase some tickets to go see Wicked. I want to convert the video footage from the video that I'm filming in the morning, and I also need to buy the Christmas gifts that I haven't purchased yet. And then at 8 p.m. my evening routine will start. This is basically my roadmap for the day, and I'm not going to stress out if I'm not starting, for example, my second and third MIT at 11:30 and that my mom has to arrive exactly at 4. This is just the general guide to keep me on track and to make sure that I have time blocks for working on my most important tasks, in addition to a block of time for working on each of the routines that I need to complete on Sunday. So the reason why I made this separate daily sheet is because, as you can see, there's not enough room on here for all of these tasks, so it's just easier for me if I can write it out on a separate sheet. You can either put this sheet in to your next week, which is actually usually what I do, so that I can see this week in full as the week is happening, and then on the day of that I need to use that sheet, this sheet then gets transferred to this week, and sometimes I'll just lay it out like this so that this is my focus. Some other ideas for locations to store your daily sheet are with your current week, with your current month, next to the currently page, which is that page that is before your current month tab, or you could create a separate tab at the front of your planner that is just for storing daily sheets. But please comment below if you have any more ideas about where these daily sheets could go, where you could store them, because your idea may help someone else out, and that's exactly what this channel is about. Now I'm going to set up the Goals and Habits weekly tracker. Although this is called a weekly tracker, and you technically could be tracking 9 different goals per week, I personally only want to be working on 1 to 2 goals per week, just because I get very overwhelmed if I'm working on more than that. So I wanted to show you how you can set this page up for using it more as a monthly tracker versus a weekly tracker. So the first goal that I'm going to work on is to finish Christmas prep work before November 15th. That means I need to finish buying all the gifts, and I also need to finish prepping the Christmas cards for mailing out. Because if I write it out now, I know that I'm going to stress myself out. For the habit tracker, I decided that I'm going to track taking my vitamins every day. So I'm going to break this down so that it's focused on the same habit, it's just broken up into different weeks. For this example, I'm choosing to only focus on this habit for 3 weeks, but if you were to focus on it for 4 weeks, you could set it up for that too. In the rightmost column, you have the option of writing rewards you can earn after successfully checking off 7 days of habits. Beneath that, you can write down your achievements. So what did you do well? As an example, maybe I remembered to prep my vitamins for the week each Sunday. To the right of that was a box that said for next week, so I decided to cover up that title and I wrote in, what can I do better? So for example, maybe next month I can leave my vitamins in a location where I see them every morning so I don't forget to take them. Some ideas for where you can store the goal sheet are in the monthly calendar section or in your next week, and then you can just flip to either the next week or that monthly section each time you need to update the goal sheet. You can also keep it in your current week. And just to make sure that I don't forget to update the goals sheet, I'm going to write down update goals insert on each day in my planner. So I hope this video gave you some ideas for kind of thinking outside of the box and maybe purchasing items that aren't necessarily made for the Happy Planner, but maybe they will work with the Happy Planner if holes are punched in the side. If you would like to receive an email every time I post a new video, I will include a link in the description where you can sign up for my mailing list, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye! I want something new.